Good afternoon, everyone. Happy Sunday, March 5th. Hope you have had a great weekend. Hopefully you had a great week. We got lots of rain this week, and so everything's starting to kind of green up. So it's nice. It's almost like spring is coming, but yet you look at our temps for next week, not this week, next week, which just so happens to be spring break, of course, and we're in like the 30s. So right when you think spring is coming, Oklahoma throws a curveball and says, no, not yet. So, grand. I say that. I should be used to it by now. I've lived in Oklahoma my whole life. So, which I am. But, we're in Psalm 58, 11 verses. Let's dive in. Let's see what God has for us today. It says, do you rulers indeed speak justly? Do you judge people with equity? Equity? Something. Equity. No, in your heart you devise injustice, and your hands met out violence on the earth. Even from birth the wicked go astray. From the womb they are wayward, spreading lies. Their venom is like the venom of a snake, like that of a cobra that has stopped its ears. That will not heed the tune of the charmer, however skillful the enchanter may be. Break the teeth in their mouths, O God. Lord, tear out the fangs of those lions. Let them vanish like water that flows away. When they draw the bow, let their arrows fall short. May they be like a slug that melts away as it moves along, like a stillborn child that never sees the sun. Before your pots can feel the heat of the thorns, whether they be green or dry, the wicked will be swept away. The righteous will be glad when they are avenged, when they dip their feet in the blood of the wicked. Then people will say, surely the righteous still are rewarded. Surely there is a God who judges the earth. So that's, not going to lie, that's a lot that just gets very, very confusing. Basically what I'm seeing is that all of these people, these rulers that are judging people, that their hearts are not right. It's basically a call out to God to, let all of these things, let stuff stop them before their actions can go any further. But then it says, the righteous will be glad when they are avenged. As followers of Christ, we should want to be disciplined. Now, do we actually want that? A lot of times, no. But as followers of Christ, we should want to be disciplined because we know that when we're disciplined, we're following the right path. Does that make sense? Whenever we are disciplined and guided, we know that we're on a path that is following Christ's leads. When we are disciplined, we know that we cannot stray as long as we follow God's lead. And so we should want to be disciplined. We should want to, when we step out of line, be brought back in. We should want God to take the steps to say, nope, back this way. You ventured a little too far off. Come back. We should want that because we want to follow Christ, right? People that don't know Jesus, they're just walking their own path. Not always, but a lot of times they're walking their own path and they're causing more destruction and chaos in the world. And so basically what this is saying, what I think it's saying, is that it's saying, God put a stumbling block in their way so they can't create all this chaos and all this destruction that is going against you and your word. Because then that just adds to the craziness of our world already. But as followers of Christ, we should be open to discipline. We should be open to correction, right? We should have an open mind towards people correcting us because we're not in control. And God's correction can come from His voice speaking to us. It could come from His word. I'm a firm believer that God's correction can come through people He's placed in our life, right? Whether that be parents, grandparents, friends, mentors, pastors, youth leaders, whoever it is. I am a firm believer that God can speak to us through others, but we have to listen. We have to listen. We have to be open. We have to be receptive. Now, am I saying that you need to absolutely take everything everybody says to you with 100% and do it all? No. Sometimes somebody may say something to you and God's like, nope, that's not what I want you to do. We have to be open to taking that correction, but we also have to be mindful of listening to God and seeing if that correction lines up with His path for our life. It's more than just taking it in and doing it. It's taking it in and saying, God, is this truly what you want me to do? Because if you ask, He'll tell you. He might not tell you immediately. You might have to wait. But He'll tell you. And above all, we should follow where He leads, even if it's different than what someone told us. Everyone have a great Sunday. Have a great week. And of course, go be the example.